Imagine you boot up Crunchyroll, looking for a new anime to watch, and you finally find one. You click on it, you start to watch it, everything's looking fine, you're seeing the normal anime character look, but then something starts to go a little wrong. You start to see people, and not people in an anime sense, animated people. You start to see real life people. That's a little bit of what I experienced watching the end of Season 3, Core 1 of Fire Force. Shinra completely broke the fourth wall. That knocking on your door that you're hearing right now, that knocking, that's not your mom asking if you want dinner. That's fucking Shinra Kusakabe. He's here. The devil's here. He's real. He broke the fourth wall in an anime. I've never seen that before. And I can probably believe that you've never seen that either. For my entire life, I've been searching for an anime that was perfect. An anime that I couldn't stop thinking about, that I couldn't stop dreaming about. An anime that has the hype moments, that could make me cry, that had it all. An anime that I could recommend to my non-anime friends that could finally get them into the amazing medium of storytelling that was anime. And contrary to what you're thinking right now, that anime is not Fire Force, but it gets pretty darn close. When I was first making this video, I was going to talk about how at the end of Season 2, that guy Hijiki got decapitated, and I was going to title this video, When Fire Force Got Real, because that was the real first death of the entire show. I hadn't seen Season 3 yet when I watched that, but it's pretty funny because now, after watching episode 12 of Season 3, Fire Force actually got real. Something that real life shows, live action shows, do a lot that I really enjoy, that I wanted to see more in anime, was the cliffhangers. A lot of TV shows end a season with a cliffhanger. What comes to mind is a lot of the Walking Dead stuff, a lot of the Game of Thrones stuff, even The Flash, the CW TV show. After he beats Savitar, he has to go into the Speed Force, and it's a cliffhanger. You don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, you know he's going to come back because there's Season 4 where he fights against the Thinker. But that's something that real-life TV shows do really well to hook their audience, is cliffhangers. It gets them on board for the next season because they want to see what's going to happen. But yeah, the first ever cliffhanger of a season of an anime I've ever seen was this one. Fire Force Season 3, Part 1 ends off with Shinra going back in time to the point where he crosses the fourth wall and he enters our world. And in Season 3 Part 2, that first little episode, he even acknowledges it, that we look different than he does, and it shows Shinra being drawn by the creator of Fire Force. So he's like fully breaking the fourth wall, and I'm not sure if this is the first time that's been done in anime, but it's the first time I've seen it. But after all that happens, he wakes up in restraints in a bed with blonde hair and earrings, and us as the viewer is just as confused as Shinra himself. And then it cuts to black, and it's the end of the Part 1 of the third season. I was always under the impression that Fire Force was just another Gooner anime, and while the first couple episodes of the first season totally give you that idea, once you get to the back half of Season 2, it is a complete tonal shift. I'm not gonna lie, halfway through Season 2, I completely dropped Fire Force and I wasn't gonna pick it back up, but I was bored one day and I decided to just power through it, and I am so glad I did. Now, to go over a brief summary of what Fire Force is. Fire Force Season 1 touches on the fact that they're set in a world where people spontaneously combust into destructive monsters called Infernals. Special Fire Force companies are formed to combat Infernals and investigate the phenomenon. Shinra Kusakabe, who is our main character, joins the Special Fire Force Company 8. Shinra aims to become a hero and uncover the truth behind the fire that killed his family 12 years prior. It then introduces all of Shinra's key friends in the show: Arthur, Maki, Iris, Hinoa, and Captain Obi. They then discover the existence of the Evangelist, who is a strange, mysterious entity that manipulates a lot of the events and pretty much runs events through a strange group of followers called the White Clad. The group then learns about Adola bursts, which are a rare, powerful flame tied to another dimension, Adola. Shinra actually has one of these Adola bursts, along with his younger brother, Sho, who seemingly survived the house fire that killed his mother in the past. He is revealed to be alive and working for the Evangelist. The season ends with a fight between Sho and Shinra walking away without being able to get Sho back on his side. Season 2 starts off with Company 8 continuing to investigate the Evangelist and the larger conspiracy behind human combustion. This comes to the introduction of the Pillars, a bunch of individuals who possess Adola bursts, including Shinra and Sho. The Evangelist's goal is to trigger a second great cataclysm to reshape the world, which she needs all 8 pillars to do so. About a quarter to a halfway through the second season, they uncover a bunch of corruption within the Holy Soul Temple and the Tokyo Empire between Haijima Industries and everything, which is, big corporations that do a bunch of experiments on little children and everything, typical bad anime people stuff. Company 8 then allies with other Fire Force companies, and the Haijima Corporation experiments are exposed to the public. While Fire Force's story is really, really interesting, the characters are super cool, it honestly, like I said earlier, it just feels like a Gunner anime. I don't think that season 2 was as good as season 1, genuinely. The end of season 2 was pretty great, and like the middle to end of season 2 was pretty great, but the beginning of season 2 just kind of fell off for me a little bit. Like all the season 1 stuff, meeting all the new characters and learning about the White Clad, I think that was the peak of Fire Force. Until season 3, that is just now coming out. Season 3 part 1 came out, I don't know, a year or two ago, and I didn't watch it at the time because I was like, Fire Force, anime with boobies, I think I'm good. But I decided to give it a try. Season 3 is really where Fire Force shines. It gets more into the overall story rather than the build-up. The mystery starts giving you answers in season 3, and that's what's really interesting. Finally, we're able to figure out why humans spontaneously combust. There's something to do with doppelgangers in another separate world that these doppelgangers come from to come and eat your soul and turn you into an infernal. That's pretty much the gist of what human combustion is. And we get that answer around halfway through season 3 part 1. I think it's a pretty good explanation to how everything goes down. I'm happy it's not like just an all-powerful god that's just doing it just for fun. It's actually, the bad parts of your mind are trying to come over and take over the good parts of your mind. Fire Force is a solid 8 out of 10 anime. I was a pretty big fan of it, just because the whole atmosphere and the entire story is super interesting. I'm gonna try and get into the manga a little bit. If you guys are, into cool fights, cool story, a big mystery, definitely give Fire Force a go. Got some pretty insane moments, like what I was talking about at the beginning of this video, the whole real thing. That's insane to me. Like, that's insane. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good one. Bye.